about a kid. You can't just stay here and be
Totally.
single. And if
Right.
you are single, move to New York. Come
Yeah.
join me in Chaos World.
Are they worried about being single, or are they like, yeah, I'm single?
Yeah, they're literally, everybody's like, it's like there's zero available men. Like the men are either children or they're like weird guys who love fish and hold up trout. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like those guys. Or they're like, and some of them have shacked up with the weird farmer guy who's retarded and pumped out a couple kids with him. And that I'm like, if you're in Ithaca, that makes sense.
Also, farmer guys are probably awesome.
Oh, well, they're hot, but they're quite stupid.
Really?
Yeah, they're quite dumb.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
In a
don't know.
hilarious way, but it's unsustainable. But
Okay.
you can take their seed and create
Yes.
their children.
And probably have quite a lovely life.
Yeah. But it was crazy how there was so many, just women are having a very hard time dating right now. It's crazy.
I wonder about that, and
Yeah.
it really is shocking. And
Yeah.
I became really privy to it when I was in New York, and I had this fucking awesome roommate, Becca, who was so, what a catch. Funny, cool as shit, had a job, had a hobby. And I remember when I knew her, so we were friends up until, this is a long time ago that we lived together, up until 30, she'd only been with women. And this is a very feminine person who you could never tell was gay. And then at 30, she's like, you know what? I think I'm going to also be with men. And I was like, this is great. This is going to open you up to so many other people because
Yeah.
you've kind of haven't found the one with the woman. And then finding a guy was harder than finding a woman. We're talking, I haven't talked to her in years, so awesome. And where I was like, oh, it is bleak out there. There was a guy who was a part-time improv instructor who like sucked at improv, who wouldn't commit to her. And he had like 5 different fucking awesome women that all wanted to be with him.
Dude, I know a grown woman who's
And he
dating
sucked.
a little person, and the little person won't commit.
Damn.
And she's like a very tall, hot blonde.
Interesting. Not sure what to. Wow. Is he really funny?
There's so many, dude. One of my friends is like, there's like a weird schizo guy who won't commit. That none of them will commit. It's like there's some. My theory is I think a lot of men watched their fathers become very emasculated by the boomer.
That's an interesting
moms.
theory.
Yeah. Because I think the fathers became emasculated by the job, by the housing crisis, by the job collapse, whatever all of that shit is.
And it's so much, and it's always like super complex because it was like men weren't socialized to communicate their feelings, and then women were getting, dealing with sexism and all of this shit, and then so they're going to take it out on the only man that they have access to that's going to listen because society is not listening to them because of the stuff they have to deal with. So then they're, and there's like the communication barrier, so it's just like not wanting to recreate but I would think the women also wouldn't want to recreate their parents' relationship too.
I think women just want a relationship. And I think the other thing is women are balls deep in therapy. Like I think women's Instagram is all therapy. I think men's is all tits.
Right.
So I think that when a woman
although
meets a
more
man,
men now are getting into therapy.
right, but that's unattractive to women. That's the problem.
And that is a problem.
That's the problem.
That should be attractive.
It needs to become
is
attractive.
That unattractive to women?
Totally. If a guy's like, I've been working on my trauma, my literal clitoris falls
now
off
I have
my
a question.
body. Yeah.
Is it because it's some type of symbolizing that it's like, okay, on a subconscious level, that means that this guy's not going to pound me out? Is that what women are thinking?
So much.
Yeah, that is nice.
Yeah.
And did he stick to it, you think?
After I was like, I don't want to see you anymore, then he was like, well, now I'm watching all of it, and now all my algorithm is you, which is really upsetting because he wanted to go on another date.
Damn.
Yeah.
Good for you for not dragging it out and trying to make it something if you didn't want to go on another date, though. Because I never used to do that. I go on a date and it wouldn't be right, and I'd be like, yeah, let's definitely do another date.
Yeah, I can't.
That's good. It's a waste of everybody's time.
Yeah. I also get like freaked out. Like I get the rapey feeling if I don't like somebody. Like somebody being nice to me that I'm not attracted to makes me feel like they're about to, like I get like I went on a date with a guy and he was really into me and I wasn't into him, and I like felt my body felt really weird, and then I reached over and touched my dog and she was shaking like insanely.
Oh, that's not good.
Because she knew I was like panicking, and I was like, oh yeah, I have to like go. Like the feeling of somebody being about to kiss me and I don't want them to kiss me is pure panic.
That's so fair though.
Pure panic.
Nothing is worse than a physical interaction you don't want to be a part of.
Yeah.
I mean, that's bad.
Yeah.
It's like
it sucks.
So that's
every date with somebody you don't want to be with.
True.
Is they're gonna try some touch, or they're gonna be like, I really like you, which feels like rape because you have to be like, I don't like you.
Do you bring up the fish and egg stuff? Does that ever deter people?
Listen, I haven't dated in so long that nobody's heard about the fish and eggs.
Okay.
thing. People have heard about my oatmeal obsession that I used to have, but oatmeal's cuter.
Oatmeal's so much cuter.
Yeah.
Fish and eggs is tough.
Fish and eggs is really
Fish
tough.
and eggs is
It's
welcome
eggs
to the
for
show.
breakfast, fish for
Okay, so you're not eating fish and eggs.
No.
Okay, for some reason that does make it better.
Yeah.
For some reason I was picturing you eating like
I have
bowl
a
of...
hard-boiled egg maker.
Okay, this is making it better. I was picturing you like mashing up the fish
No,
with the eggs.
God, no.
Okay,
Although,
I was like, wow.
avocado and fish, avocado and eggs. Avocado goes
right.
Avocado's the in between.
Yes, I get that.
That fucker can go either way.
Avocado.
But never the two shall meet.
Okay,
certainly not. No eggs are touching the fish. I would never allow.
Okay,
that.
this makes it so much less like intense than what I was picturing.
No,
I was picturing like some.
You know
like,
what's weird? The
bowl.
more fish and eggs I eat, the less my vagina smells like fish and eggs.
That's.
Isn't
wild.
that interesting?
That is interesting.
Like I used to have perpetual candida where every time I got my period I'd get a little yeasty.
Fuck.
And then I started eating fish and eggs, which feels like it's
right.
literally what a yeasty vagina is, and it cured my yeasty vagina.
That's
crazy?
wild. See, well, we need to find some nutriopath that like wants to like figure out exactly what's going on with us, so we're not shooting in the dark anymore.
Yeah, we are shooting in the dark.
Shooting in the dark.
It's crazy.
I've
Especially
got no
I have
idea.
PMDD, and that's
Me
like
too.
You have PMDD.
I do.
Oh,
ADD
we know
and
this.
PMDD. Yeah, and it's not easy, but I got an IUD for it, and that made it go away. Thank God.
You
but
got an IUD or Mirena?
Is Marina the
Plastic
IUD?
or metal?
I think it's metal.
You got the copper one?
I
Do you
think.
bleed still?
No,
Okay, no, you got the plastic one.
I got the plastic one.
Thank God.
But for some people, it makes it worse. Because I tried
Yeah.
going on birth control, and it was the worst experience
Me
of my
too.
life.
Yeah, me too. I had the Mirena, and I
Tragic.
think it got better.
It really, for me, it was like a last resort, and I was so scared. Like I was so scared to do
Is it in there?
It's still in there,
Maybe I should try it.
and I was so scared to do it. And I was gonna get anesthesia to do it. So I went up to the place to do anesthesia, and I got bad vibes from the anesthesiologist because he came in and he's like, "Where's my backpack?" And then he was like, "Oh, there it is." And he was like looking, like digging
my
through
God.
it, and then he was like, "He's like, can I just leave this over here?" And something about it, I was like, "That's weird." And then I went in the bathroom, and there was like urine out that wasn't labeled, and I was like, "Hey, like." There's like rogue urine in the bathroom, and someone was like, "Oh," and they moved it. So I was like, "I'm getting bad vibes from this place," and I left. Thank God.
And you aren't worried that it's having some impact on hormones?
All I know is if it is impacting the hormones, it's for the better, because I used to get such crippling PMDD that it would be like I would be so morbidly depressed like 5 or 6 days before my period that I had a hard time functioning.
Yeah, that's
and
what
I
I
would get irritable and like snappy, and it would be so bad. And I don't have that, so if it's fucking in my hormones, with them, fuck on. Because it's doing something right.
Okay. Maybe I should try it again.
The thing that's scary though is like then they're like, except for some people it makes it worse, and it's like we don't have room to like. I know that I like it's like when you're get that depressed from it, it's like I don't have room to play with though.
Yeah. I had it for a while, and I can't remember if it worked or not because I had like just moved to New York and everything was such chaos. You know what I mean?
There's
Like
so
I
many
can't.
variables.
But I don't remember being. I had IBS while I had it in.
Yeah.
Which might have been, you know, when you get bad. Did you ever get bad stomach aches from PMDD?
Oh, terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah.
I look back on certain things. It took so long for me to figure out I had PMDD too.
Yeah.
Because I'd be like, I have this, I have that, and then I was like, wait, it's not all month. Like but it's like, oh yeah, we have asking questions about Miley. But then once I knew that I couldn't,
Did you do it?
I didn't, but I just stared at her.
Yeah.
Because I was like, she used to have a show on Bravo about like decorating or something.
I know. Anytime somebody's like, you have to do clean comedy, I get up on stage and
Fuck!
I can't do any of it.
Shit!
I can't do any
Yeah.
of it. It's crazy. I go straight vagina immediately.
God
I did like
damn.
a fundraiser for Mike Racine's wife for like raising money for kids or some shit.
Yeah,
and
they
I just
do,
went
like-
so dirty so hard.
The-
Speech therapy.
Speech therapy.
And
How
I
did the
couldn't-
audience react?
They didn't like it very much.
Damn.
They didn't like it very much.
Damn. What are you supposed to do?
But I do think that's what it is. I think men
Mm.
are narrative based, and I think therapy disrupts the narrative that they have going of themselves.
There's got to be some.
They also can't be critical of their family. That is like a huge thing with men.
So I had that problem for years.
Really?
Where I was like, if anyone says my mom is an angel. If anybody says anything about her, and I remember being on a date with this girl and talking about how I like had brought my mom there, and she was like, yeah, like she's like, you really put your mom on a pedestal, and I was like, she deserves blah blah. And I had a therapist say that too, and I couldn't hear it.
Yeah.
Years later, in more therapy and more retrospect, I'm like, I see what you're saying.
It takes time.
It takes time. It was also like I couldn't hear it because it's like you want so badly to have a parent on a pedestal.
If I was a therapist, they go so fast on the hate your parents stuff.
Really?
If I were them, I would be like,
ease into it.
I would be like, we love them. It's okay for you to love them. It's okay for you to love them. Like I would set that up
and it's
first.
so complicated because it's like even when they can do so much stuff to you and you're still going to naturally want their approval.
Yeah.
Now,
Totally.
I've changed my mom's name into my phone to bitch, and then I'm still texting her like, "Did you stretch?"
Yeah.
You know,
It's
and
so crazy.
And then she'll write back, and I literally am looking at like evil bitch wrote back. Yeah, I stretch.
Yeah.
I want her approval so badly.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But I don't do the one thing that I know that would actually give it, which is recycle regularly. She just wants me to recycle. One time I set up a fake recycling thing in my apartment. It was when I lived in Harlem. I was up all these stairs. I lugged it up all the stairs. I had it. She comes into the apartment building. I go, see? And then she goes, really? And then she went, puts her finger on it.
Oh, my God.
And she goes, never been used. And I went, damn.
Holy shit, she got your ass.
She got my
Holy shit.
She got my ass.
That's intense. What a gamble she took.
Wow. You're right, because if it hadn't been and she'd been like, she wouldn't have even cared. And I went, oh. But I know that would get her approval. But I don't do that.
I wanted my mom's approval for so long, and then I just switched to being a love addict and wanting the approval of whatever man I was attached to. And I would just find a man that was exactly like my mom, because now I have my mom's approval, and I could take a shit in her living room and she'd forgive me.
Ended up getting your mom's approval?
I think that I became...
Was it career success?
And when I lost a bunch of weight.
You're kidding me.
Well, I was very fat.
Are you serious?
I mean, she always loved me, but I think when I got into philosophy, I started talking intellectually, and I lost weight. I just became
the fucking mind fuck that people have been through in terms of like I think about this sometimes with millennials, like the mind fuckery of disordered eating stuff that has been put in our heads, and it's like, and then put into our parents' heads. Like how does anyone stand the chance? Like I clearly remember the images that